You're thinking about buying a home. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or I've bought 10 houses and own another 5 kind of person, the process actually tends to be the same. It's just your comfort level and familiarity with the process. The process really does boil down to stages that repeat themselves. The thing that can change is how quickly those processes, those phases move. If you see the house you want and you had no plan to buy any home, if you're in a financial position, you could be under contract on that home tomorrow. That can happen, no problem. If you are struggling with your credit or trying to figure out what kind of income you can set aside the savings from, then you would be a little bit more likely to be a long-term planning. So zooming out so you can achieve a goal. Depends on where you are and who you are. However, I have a resource that kind of goes through these phases, whether it's condensed down or elongated. You're going to find that you will do all of these steps. It just depends on how fast you do them. If you are working to plan, I have kind of created timelines, rough ideas of what you should think about in what days. So if you have a lease, for example, and you know that, in September my lease is up on the 30th, then you can now kind of budget out. What should I be doing 60 to 100 days before that lease is up, aka before I want to move in? So you would obviously need to be clarifying your timeline, whether that's motivation-based or need-based, something to think about. And then how are you going to buy it? Are you going to finance it with a loan, or are you going to use cash? What are your options? Do you have options? If you're getting a loan, then you're going to need to have a pre-approval letter before you really start shopping. That'll give you the information that you need to know for what is my monthly payment going to be, what is my budget, how high could I go, what's my comfort level, do I want to go as high as I can. All those conversations unfold with a good lender so that you can identify what budget makes sense for you and get that pre-approval letter, which is your proof of funds. Even if you're purchasing cash, you're going to also need proof of funds. And that's really just going to be a balance statement or something that has your name and the number to prove that you can purchase the home for the price you're offering, which is why this one exists as well. When a seller looks at an offer without proof of funds, aka a pre-approval letter or a statement, it's worthless. They don't know you. They don't know that you're good for it. So that's why every offer is also submitted alongside your proof of funds, so a seller can review it and say, oh look, they have the ability to actually fulfill this offer. Let me look at the offer and take it seriously. So you're also going to want to, at this time, find an agent. If you don't have one, you can start doing some legwork to find a good one who has a good reputation, strong negotiation skills, a good history in the market, because it's going to matter that that person is giving you good advice, is out for your best interest, acting truly in their fiduciary capacity, and has the ability to negotiate benefits for you. Some agents, maybe they're very nice, but are they really actually good at figuring out what the leverage points are so that you can see savings, whether it's in the purchase price or it's in your repair negotiations? Both of those are big chunks of money that a percentage here is going to make a big difference. So having someone in your corner who's able to coach you, guide you, and also inform you on how you could approach a negotiation strategically is a very cost-effective thing to have. And in that time frame, you're going to want to talk about your goals. What are you looking for? What are your lifestyle, your needs? Do you have a certain limitation? Anything unique, like you have to have a garage? All those conversations will unfold with a good agent who can now help you identify maybe things you didn't think about, or help you just go and access the homes if you're very self-guided, get you in the door. But a good agent should also, once you're in the door searching for a home, when you're closer to when you're looking, because one thing to think about here is, like, can you look at a home 120 days out before you move in? Yes. But if you cannot buy that house, do you want to go see a house, find out it's perfect, not be able to buy it yet because you have a lease and then you would have a mortgage that you can't pay both of? You can't break your lease, there's too expensive, whatever caveats. Do you really want to see a house and then not be able to have it? And then days, months go by, and now you can close on a house, you're in your proper timeline, and you're only going to compare it to the one that you didn't get, it's really shitty. So I wouldn't recommend it. However you can. So if you're shopping for long terms and you can close whenever, that changes. So like if you have to move in by a certain day, but you can afford to, pay for 3 months of an extra lease or carry an extra mortgage, like obviously, if you see the house, jump. But if you're financially constrained and you cannot float to, then make sure you're aligning your home tours with when you're actually able to act. And then your home search, if you're doing a really refined search, you can actually usually find your house within 10 houses or so. Depends on what you're looking for, how rare it is it common, how flexible you are with what your purchase power is, all sorts of parameters there. But in general, once you find the house, it takes about 35 days to close on the house. And I got a whole nother video about that contract to close process where you're going to go through your negotiations and your inspections and your appraisal and your title work and getting everything done for your loan if you have a loan. And then you're going to go to settlement and you're going to have some debt. Ta-da! So, in general, that's what this document is for, to kind of highlight some thoughts and processes so you can maybe just put some dates and times together for you and your needs. But that's what I'm here for. No one's the same. Everyone's circumstances are unique, so I like to give them the frameworks and the guidance that they can have to make decisions that match the nuances of their lives. So my brain is yours to pick. Let me know if I can be helpful.